channel. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. And if you are subscribed, thank you for coming back. I'm starting this video off annoyed because I was going to do this really cool original 3D crystal puzzle. I was going to put this together on camera while I told my story. Well, I thought, you know what? Let me open it first and make sure that all the pieces were there. Count everything, make sure that it was good, that it had instructions and all that good stuff. There are no instructions in this box. And I'm looking at this, and this is gonna be a piece of cake. You know, it does say that it is for ages 12 plus. It's got 43 pieces. I'm thinking this is gonna be a breeze. And I open it, and I'm looking through it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this doesn't seem like it's too hard. Let me just put together just a couple of pieces, make sure that, you know, I don't show my ass and embarrass myself while I'm putting this together. Make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing. So I pour them out and I'm like, okay, these are the pieces. Like that, excuse my nail. Okay, there has to be something on this box that tells you, gives you some kind of instruction on how to put this together. So at the very bottom, I'm reading, for complete instructions, visit website that you can go to get instructions. So I go to the website, and their instructions are right. It numbers each piece, but you have to figure out by the shape which number it is. Really? So there are several pieces that look like they could be the exact same piece. You know what? The only thing that has some recognition of a swan is swan head, 2 wings, and then the fucking stand that it goes on. I mean, what it... You know, I'm not the smartest person in the world. Not even close. I've got some common sense. I've got some street sense. I can do many things. This shit right here, I can't do. But really, motherfuckers, this thing was like $15. $15 for this. I'm going to figure it out, even if it drives me crazy. I'm already crazy, but I'm just like, for reals? Fucking thing. Anyways, again, welcome to my channel. No puzzle today. And I don't feel like coloring, so I am just going to tell this story. We are just going to talk. There's not gonna be any coloring, no fingernail painting. Obviously, I need to paint this nail, but I mean, it's only one. I mean, that's not that serious. If you read the title, which I'm sure you did, of the video, this video is called The Gift. I used to date this guy, and it was a long distance relationship. And we actually met online, and we started to, as they call, internet date. We would talk back and forth, messaging online, and then we exchanged numbers. We would talk on the phone, and then eventually he came out and he met me to where I live, and then I would go and meet him in the city that he lives. So we would go back and forth, and it would be every 2 weeks or every other weekend. It depends on our work schedules, what was coming up, stuff like that. But typically it was like between every other week to 2 weeks that we would go and visit each other. We would also send each other gifts. And I would send him something maybe that he was really into, maybe like candles or cologne I would think that he would like, or cards, letters. He would send me stuff that I would like, cards, flowers, stuff like that. It was cheaper to send the stuff to where I worked than to send it to my home. And he actually worked from home. So no matter what I sent him, it was going to be the same with cost and everything. And with us flying back and forth through travel, we really tried to save as much money as we could when we were sending each other gifts. Well, this one particular gift that he chose to send me, he called me and he says, well, I'm sending you something. I am overnighting it. And as soon as you get it, open it and tell me what you think. I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, okay, well, give me a hint. Tell me what it is. He's like, I can't tell you what it is. I want you to be surprised. Call me as soon as you open it, if you can. Because like I said before, I would get it at work and I might not be able to call right away. But when I got home, I would call him once I received it. I get to work that morning and I'm really anxious. I'm waiting on this package because I'm really excited because I can't wait to see what it is. Morning, mid-morning, lunchtime, and then like mid-afternoon, I'm thinking, okay, it's never going to come. He said that he overnighted it, but it hasn't gotten here yet. I was about to get up from my desk and go to the restroom, and the UPS, I think it was either UPS or USPS, what have you, whatever two of those, they came and they said, oh, I have a delivery for you. So I signed for it, and then I was at my desk and I opened up the package. And when I opened up the package, it is a glass jar, like one of those glass jars, like those self-sealing kind, like the metal on it, but there's nothing in it. I'm like, first I thought, I was like, well, did something either spill out? The package wasn't wet or sticky or anything like that. Did he forget to put what he was supposed to put in the jar? Maybe like candy or some type of like flowers or something. But the jar was absolutely empty. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, there was also a card in the box. So I take the card out and I read it, and the card was saying, I love you, and this is just a token of my love. And he drew some little character on the bottom, and it said love and his name. What the fuck? That's so odd. And then I thought, well, UPS or whoever the carrier must have like opened it and took it out, and I start getting a little bit upset, like, so they really like opened up this package and took out what my man sent me? And I was all gung-ho to call the carrier and blame them. I said, but no, I'm gonna wait until I get home and call him and ask him, okay, well, let him know what happened. There was nothing in the package but the glass jar, and it was absolutely empty, and his card. And I did not get a chance to even call him. And sometimes that would happen, but it was rare. I actually didn't take the package home. I left it at work because I didn't want to forget it the next day in case I needed to call the mail carrier and like blast them the fuck out for stealing whatever was in that package. That morning I get there and I, unlock my drawers or whatever, get to my desk. I worked in the office, and I had, this is a very small office, and the office was comprised of 3 other people, and it was my boss and 2 other coworkers. And we had become like really, really close. We talked about our families. So whenever I would get packages, they'd be like, ooh, they'd be like, oh, what did you get this time? What did he send you? Or what are you sending him? And again, when I got to the office, I opened up my desk and I pulled my package out. Hey, you got a package yesterday. What was in it? And I told her, I said, he sent me this jar, but there's nothing in it. And I don't know if the mail carrier like opened it and stole it. I don't know if he put some kind of liquid in it, but as you see in the box, there's nothing that has spilled, nothing sticky, nothing, no kind of like residue or anything like that. Or maybe he just forgot to put whatever he was supposed to put in there. But I haven't been able to talk to him at all about it. But don't you just find that odd? And she was like, yeah, that is odd. And then my other two coworkers came into the office and they were thinking the same thing. And basically they were saying, well, I don't think that the mail carrier would do that. Everything that's ever been sent to me has been delivered fine. Well, I really want to figure out what was in there. I haven't actually opened up the glass container. It's still closed. So I'm thinking maybe let me open it and smell it. Cause maybe it was some kind of perfume, homemade perfume that he made for me. Cause he made a lot of homemade stuff. And I thought, okay, well maybe it's some perfume. Maybe it evaporated, but it wouldn't evaporate overnight. I said, but you know what? Let's just see. Maybe it's something like that and it did spill. But I didn't really smell any kind of like perfume smell. I opened it up and I stuck my nose in there and I'm thinking, I don't smell anything. And then my boss was like, well, let me smell it. Let me see if I smell anything. I smell everything. I have a really great nose. I can smell everything. So I'm holding the jar up to her nose and she's like in there smelling it. She's like, well, I don't smell anything. And then it became this thing. So my other coworker said, well, let me smell it. Then my other coworker was like, no, I know how to smell stuff. Let me smell it. So she's smelling. She's like, no, I don't smell anything. So then we had other people who were across the hall from us. And they would sometimes come in. We had a good group of like working friends. They were great people. And I miss those people so much. They were awesome. Well, she took it across the hall. She's like, hey y'all, come and smell this. See if you smell anything. So about 5 or 6 people came over and they were like smelling all up in the jar, like, do y'all smell any kind of perfume or anything like that? Because she thinks there might be some perfume. She tells the whole story about nothing being in the jar and that me thinking maybe it's some kind of natural perfume that got evaporated or what have you. And they're like, okay, well, they put their hands inside of like, and the jar's about this big. And they put like their hands in there. They're like, okay, well, let me see if I can smell it.
Does this smell like butt to you?
And so they put their hands in it, and I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, well, because we're thinking maybe there's some kind of residue on the inside, and maybe that's what evaporated, and we could figure out the mystery of the empty jar. Nobody could figure it out. At lunchtime, I was going to give him a call. I did call him, but he didn't answer the phone. I left him this lengthy voice message. It's around mid-afternoon, and I get a call from him. So I'm like, hey babe, I got your package, I left you a message. He says, yeah. He goes, it wasn't empty. He goes, I overnighted it for a reason. I'm guessing it was perfume. He's like, no. He goes, did you read the card that I sent you? I said, yeah. He goes, well, what did it say? I want you to tell me what it says. It says, love you, blah, blah, blah. It's a token of my love. And I read it to him and I said, and there's a little character that you drew. And he says, you know, you read the card. Yes, I read the card. I told him what it says. He says, and I said, he had this little character and then it says, you know, I love you and your name. He says, look at the character that I drew. I said, okay. So what does that look like? I said, it looks like a cartoon, like a man's face with a really long nose. He says, yeah, it's a character, but that's not his nose. And I said, well, what do you mean that's not his nose? He says, look at it really, really well. And I'm like, and my eyes got big. I said, are you fucking kidding me? Are you all the way on the fucking fuck kidding me? He says, what? I said, is that a fucking... Did you drop here? He says, yeah. I said, what was in the jar? What was in the jar? What was in the motherfucking jar? He said, why are you upset? I said, what was in, what? I said, please, for the love of God, please. I am begging, what was in the jar? He said it was a present, a special gift from him. You know how, you know, because we nicknamed our private parts. He put his jizz in the jar. He jizzed in the jar. I was horrified. I was horrified. And I realized I was screaming. I thought I was screaming in my head.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And I remember just hearing him like, what, you don't like it? People, co-workers that I work with every day stuck their noses in it, stuck their fingers in a jar full of evaporated jizz. Mortified, horrified, thinking this is not real. I hung up the phone. I took the package and I took it to the back dock and smashed it into a million little pieces. I did not tell my coworkers what was in that jar. Now, they asked, but I told them that he just forgot to put candy in it. I absolutely lied. I would have never lived that down. I probably would have been fired. Yeah. So, that's the story of the gift. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you haven't already, subscribe, click that bell notification, like, comment, share the video. I think it would be very educational to share this video. And come back next time for either horrifying or less horrifying stories. See you next time. Bye.